One is data warehousing, business analysis, and online analytical processing. So we are going to see what is warehouse, what is the architecture of the warehouse, how to build an warehouse, and what are the components involved in building the warehouse, as well as what is online analytical processing server. So these are the content we have under unit 1. And the first topic in your unit 1 is basic concepts. So under basic concepts, the first thing is we are going to see the definition of a warehouse. So yesterday I said warehouse is a storage location which can hold a huge volume of data from multiple sources. And the proper book definition of warehouse is this: warehouse is a subject oriented, integrated, time variant, and non volatile connection of data in support of management decision making. So, the difference between database and warehouse is this: database is used for transaction processing. So, this is mostly used in banking sector, where whenever we do a transaction, whether we withdraw money or we deposit money, the account data need to be updated. For every transaction, the server gets updated. Whereas coming to warehouse, warehouse is used for business analysis. It holds huge volume of data related to a particular organization, or data from multiple uh, source of organizations can be stored in a warehouse, and warehouse is generally used for analysis purpose. And we can analyze uh, any subject of a particular organization. For example, if I take a production company, they will have sales department, customer information, production detail, inventory, and stock detail, etc. So any subject of any organization or multiple organization can be stored in a warehouse. So therefore, when we say the definition as subject oriented, data warehouse can analyze any particular area of an organization. For example, we can say sales as one particular subject, or production as one particular subject of an organization, or the customers could be one particular subject of an organization. So as for data warehouse, we can specifically select a particular subject area for analysis. So this is regarding your first point, that is data warehouse is subject oriented. And next is integrated. So why we say data warehouse is integrated is it gets data from multiple sources. It can hold data from multiple sources, and we cannot expect all data should be in a table form. So though generally data Komala class time க்கு வாமா. And next is integrated. So integrated in the sense we get data from multiple sources, and each source may provide data in various format. And as we all know, database and data warehouse are both uh, relational database, almost a relational database which stores data in a structured way. But when warehouse can accommodate data from multiple sources, we cannot expect the source data that arrive from the multiple sources to be in the expected format. That is, it may not be in relational database format. It may not be in terms of rows and columns. So it may be sometimes in relational format. It may be in flat file. Flat file in the sense it could be a text file, Word document, etc. And sometimes the data could also be an online transaction data. So online transaction data in the sense we do online purchase, where we select the product, we pay for the product using um, that is banking application, either using credit card or debit card. So therefore, we may not always expect the data to be in relational database format. It- and therefore, here it is necessary to integrate these data that arrives in multiple format into a single standard format. And this is generally done uh, during integration, but before integrating this data need to be cleaned. So cleaned and transformed. So cleaning in the sense it need to be converted into a standard format, standard structure, and then it's been added with the already existing data in the data warehouse. So am I clear, ma? So first is it is subject oriented. We can select the specific subject of interest for analysis. And second is integration. So integrated in the sense data from multiple sources will arrive in different formats, and all these formats may not be stored directly in the data warehouse. Therefore, it need to be cleaned and transformed. So cleaned and transformed in the sense it need to be converted into standard format, and this need to be added with the data that is already in the warehouse. Am I clear? Do you have any
Yes, ma'am.
doubts?
No.
Yes. And your third point is time variant. So time variant in the sense, in case of database, we can take data only up to a specified period of time. So if we see the transaction log, we'll have data related to some few months back. That's it. We cannot take data that has been the transaction details which we had done during our account opening days. Only recent data will be owned by the database. Whereas coming to warehouse can maintain. I can't get my. Who is this? Okay, it's time variant in the sense it can maintain the historic data. So historic data in the sense some 5 years, 3 years back data could also be stored in warehouse. Okay, ma'am. So it can hold historic data. Am I audible, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For example, if you have changed your address, account detail, and the address related to your account has been updated, then this updation would also exist in data warehouse. Whereas in case of database, this date of updation may not be available. Whatever data that you have given as address proof at the அசிஸ்ட் போட்டு போல நான் பார்த்து சொல்றேன் பழைய ஒர்க் இருக்கு நான் ஒரு முறை கூட எல்லாருக்கும் ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ணேன் நான் பார்த்துட்டு சொல்லுவேன் ம்? நான் பார்த்துட்டு சொல்றேன் okay ma'am. The whatever updation that's been carried out late at latest updation would be available in database, whereas warehouse will hold all the updation that has happened till now. So history is maintained by data warehouse. And data warehouse, by implicitly or explicitly, it will have a field for time. And time in the sense, it may not be the time of transaction or time of storage. Instead, it could be the day in which the product is being purchased, the day in which the particular amount of production is being carried out, the days in which the customer has purchased the product. So, by default, warehouse will have a field for time. So it may either happen implicitly inside the structure, or it can be stored explicitly by the time of transaction. So when the particular transaction has happened. So this information would be in warehouse. So we say warehouse is time variant. So yeah, the data is not going to change with respect to time. So whatever updation we do or whatever transaction we do will permanently persist in warehouse. So this is about your third characteristics of your warehouse. It is subject oriented, integrated, time variant, and finally it is said to be non-volatile. We know what is meant by non-volatile. So what's the difference between volatile and non-volatile?
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
in time variant, like all these companies like Amazon and Flipkart or these Airtel companies, do they maintain all the data from the starting date or
So if they, every company has to purchase a warehouse or they have to maintain the warehouse. But in recent times, every organization has its own warehouse. Therefore, they maintain all the information related to a customer.
since the start of the organization?
Maybe when they have purchased or when they started using the warehouse, they will maintain. Since they start use, they will maintain.
Do they keep the updated information only or do they keep the old data also?
Whole data. Warehouse will hold all the data from start to end. But the limitation is warehouse is this. Often warehouse need to be changed because the data get overloaded. So we need to go for a different warehouse. So
Okay,
this is the
so
problem.
do when the limit is exceeded or when they have to change from one warehouse to another, do they tend to eliminate certain data that is outdated or will they keep every data?
It depends. Maybe based on the decision. So if they think it is not necessary, they may delete it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
But in general, warehouse can only acquire data. It doesn't allow us to update or delete. Options is not permitted here. We can load data and we can access data. That's it. We can store and retrieve. That's all.
Okay, ma'am.
Updation or modification cannot be done in warehouse. This is the other difference between database and warehouse. Uh, so it is the fourth characteristics is it is said to be non-volatile. So volatile is it's not permanent, whereas non-volatile is the data will persist permanently in warehouse. That's why we have historical data in warehouse. Whereas in database, once the address has been updated, the present address only will persist and the updation will be permanently lost. Whereas since it's said to be a non-volatile, the historic data will also be maintained by warehouse. And warehouse permit us to do only two operations. We can load data and we can access data. So more than that, we cannot do anything with warehouse. Now, is this clear? So this is about the definition of your data warehouse. So warehouse is subject-oriented, integrated, time-variant, and non-volatile collection of data that supports management and decision-making process.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
like in data warehouse, we do not have a feature of deletion or is deletion and updation restricted?
Actually, it's a database. Um, database in the sense it's a server. We are going to store data and we also have a query here to uh, delete even in PostgreSQL. But the users were permitted to only load and access data and they were restricted to modify or update data. This
Okay,
is
ma'am.
clear, ma'am. Basically, it's an hardware and this server has set of queries using which we can retrieve and we can also store data. So it's almost similar to your SQL. I'll show the demo of using Postgres SQL, that is data warehouse tool.